Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. President Goodluck Jonathan seeks international assistance to end crude theft. Nigeria woos World Bank to assist in the area of infrastructure development in the country. PDP and APC trade words over Delta Central senatorial elections. And former Liberia President Charles Taylor prefers to serve his 50-year jail term in Rwanda instead of the UK. Now all our top stories and other programs can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. To get us on the move, visit m.channelstv.com to view us live on an iPad, iPhone or BlackBerry. You can also download the Channels TV app for Android and Nokia 920 devices from their respective stores. You can now interact with Channels Eyewitness feature on our Android and Windows 8 platforms. If you have a picture or video to share with us, all you need to do is download the Channels TV Android application on your device. Swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu and follow the instructions to share your report, pictures and videos. Well, thousands of market women have protested in the nation's capital against the lingering strike action by the Academic Staff Union of Universities. The angry women trooped to the Federal Secretariat, warning ASU against blackmailing the government over a strike they describe as suicidal to the education system. They noted that the union has been faceless in its negotiations despite the government's 130 billion naira intervention. They threatened a showdown with the lecturers if the issue is not resolved within 2 weeks. Our correspondent, Gloria Umezioke, reports.
The placards carried various inscriptions. The women and students took to the streets in open defiance to the rules of traffic.
With thousands of women right behind me urging ASU to go back to school or face whatever action they come up with. Well, this is the first time they're coming out in mass to protest the very essence of the ASU strike.
The angry women insist they cannot fold their arms and watch their children continue to stay out of school for over 3 months in the guise of a strike they are beginning to see as irrational.
With agreement that state university and federal state university should be on the same salary. Now, so they are lying to us and they are trying to blackmail federal government. Not the federal government saying I'm a trader. They should go back to school. Can't you resolve something amicably?
The women gave the striking lecturers until the end of the month to resolve the crisis or face a showdown.
Let them not go end of this month. You see what we do? We are traders, we are market women. We don't want trouble in this country. We don't do now. This one go bring it on. This one go bring it on. Can't we have peace in this country for a change?
The women again converged on the Ministry of Education, demanding audience from the minister.
On Friday, we were with ASU, and I believe that the discussions we held with them, that something very, very positive will come out of it.
There were, however, mixed reactions from other Nigerians on the ASU strike.
They're supposed to call the strike back now. At least our children are suffering at home. At least the government should look into it a bit.
Our legislatives, most of their children are not here. If their children are here and they are good fathers, they will have called off the strike.
I think their demand is genuine because it's supposed to be an agreement that was reached. So the government is obliged to fulfill that agreement.
As Nigerians await the 2-week ultimatum by the women, meetings to resolve the growing face-off continues. Gloria Umezioke, Channels Television News.
The country director of the United Nations Women, Dr. Grace Ongile, has challenged the Nigerian government to ensure gender mainstreaming at all levels. Dr. Ongile, at a meeting in Abuja, pointed out that Nigeria has one of the worst cases of gender inequality, violence against women and illiteracy. To reduce this trend, the United Nations representative called for more synergy between international organizations, government at all levels, and members of civil society organizations.
If we keep leaving women behind, then how can only one gender sustain development? So from the onset, it is not a matter of trying to take positions of men, but really trying to understand that women have different issues regarding their marginalization, and that it is a topic that we must discuss and see how best to move on with the way forward in terms of development. So the context is clear, and I repeat again that we are all experts here, and we know how many years our mothers started it. I think our grandmothers started it, and we have a role to play, and we hope that we'll not let our children down because we have a role to play.
It was not an emergency landing, rather an abnormal situation. These are the words used by the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to describe the IRS Airlines incident at the Kaduna airport on Sunday the 13th of October 2013. At a press briefing in Lagos, the Director General of the NCAA, Fola Akinkotu, insists the runway landing of the airline did not in any way indicate an emergency. The NCAA boss added that any flight in which passengers disembark safely has terminated.
Some of the things that we have called emergencies are really not emergencies. We can have an abnormal situation, but it is not an emergency. In the hydraulic system of the F-100, there are two systems, System 1 and System 2. The design will ensure that at any time to operate that aircraft safely, the airplane will be able to be in flight and be able to land safely with one system operating. There may be things that you don't have, and this we'll find out as we discuss. That okay, if I land my airplane and I park it here, I have stopped. For all intents and purposes, once I have stopped an airplane and passengers can disembark without hindrance, the flight has terminated.
The Lagos State Civil Service now has a new head. She is Mrs. Josephine Oluseyi-Williams. Until her appointment, Mrs. Williams was the permanent secretary in the state's Ministry of Finance. At her swearing-in ceremony, Governor Babatunde Fashola reminded her of her role as the head of service, while advising that she puts the public interest above hers. The chartered accountant is the 17th head of service in the state.
You have heard her take oath that from today she will place the public interest above her personal interest. You must help her with this. You must refrain from those things. And she has also sworn before God in our own presence that she will not act in any manner in conflict with that oath that she has taken before God in our presence. It is now for members of the family, friends and relations to help her keep that oath.
The Kaduna State Governor, Okonji-iweala, has called on the people of the state to assist security agencies with information towards securing lives and properties. The governor was speaking after visiting Makarfi local government area, where gunmen suspected to be armed robbers attacked some commercial banks in the area last night. The governor, however, called for calm and urged the people in the area to go about their normal business, as investigation into the incident has commenced. Eyewitnesses told our correspondent that the gunmen, numbering over 20, engaged security operatives in a gun battle till early this morning. Sounds of explosions within the town were also reported, a situation that was said to have heightened tension in the community. The Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, is constructing an ultra-modern footbridge along the busy Aba Road in Port Harcourt. The acting managing director and chief executive officer of the commission, Dr. Christy Atako, recently went for an inspection of the project, which also links the corporate headquarters of the commission in the state. The NDDC boss assured users of the road of safety from accidents and other road hazards while crossing the road. While describing the significance of the footbridge in the state, Dr. Atako said the Commission's top priority remains delivering quality projects. Still on infrastructure, the dominance of expatriate construction companies in the nation's construction sector remains a source of concern to local engineers and other key players in the sector. This was the major focus at the 20th anniversary celebration of one of Nigeria's indigenous construction firms, Construction Kaiser Limited. Our correspondent, Bisi Koka, reports.
The construction industry is indeed very vital to the growth and development of any nation, as its activities affect nearly every aspect of the economy. Here in Nigeria, the industry has grown tremendously with the emergence of some indigenous firms such as Construction Kaiser Limited.
We have invested heavily in equipment and training of personnel. Nigeria is a typical emerging market, characterized by scarcity of well-paid people, especially in middle management. This has been made worse by little or no investment in the country's educational sector over the past 30 years. Recognizing this, we have embarked on local and international training of our engineers and management to continuously improve our project delivery.
As expected, the industry is faced with some major challenges.
I think the first challenge is really the opportunity to work. The plain opportunity to have a place where you can work and just learn to be a good engineer. There are thousands, tens of thousands of engineers that graduate every year. And the best of them are working in the banks. When they cannot find fulfillment in the industry of their first love, they go to other industries, and we lose some of our best people.
Is there any chance of a positive way forward?
We need to be humble, we need to be ready to learn, and we're ready to grow with every project. Start from the bottom and go through the ranks, but don't try to hit it from the top. That's the way to go about it. And for the young ones, it's not enough to say, oh, there's no work. I started this business 20 years ago from nothing, from my living room. So there's a chance for everyone. So once you're tenacious, you continue to improve yourself. You train. You don't need to go to school to train. You can stay in your room and read. So once you improve yourself and you're tenacious and you face things will happen for you.
The Nigerian construction market has the potential to be amongst the biggest in the world, and experts in the industry expectedly anticipate a tremendous growth in the sector over the next few years.
When the news at 10 returns, Muslims lament inability to buy rams to celebrate Eid al-Kabir. Please join us again.